Hey everyone, Ryan Finn here with the Finn Group, and today I want to talk to you just a little bit about our sellers in this market. Have you considered selling your house? We have a lot of people that are starting to ask the question. The market has just been phenomenal, and they're wondering what it looks like in this current market. There's a lot of changing things. Everybody has seen interest rates, I'm sure. Those are on the rise, and they've almost doubled in the last year. And so today I put together this magic diagram back here, and I'm going to explain just a little bit about what's happened in the last couple of years in real estate and where we need to position ourselves in the market. All right, because we talk a lot about pricing, and of course, getting the best price for your home in any market is always the objective, right? Well, we've got to make sure we price it right. And when we look at getting a house on the market, there's several things that we're going to do to position you well. But at the end of the day, pricing is going to come down to it, and pricing is going to be 85% of whether or not your home will actually sell. So in this diagram, I took a few numbers together, and if we said all things were equal with the homes that are selling on this board, same size, similar features on these houses, same neighborhood locations, all the same, right? We're looking at what happened the last couple of years, and we start seeing these prices, and everybody saw them rise. You did too, and we'd see the prices go from 290, we hit a 292, and they keep creeping up, 295, 298, and then boom, all of a sudden the magical thing happens. This neighborhood hits the $300,000 mark, all right? And once that happened, everybody started to get excited then too. And we had more interest in homes selling. Well, what happened? The market continued to stay very strong. Interest rates were still low as we come through the last year. And the sales prices hit 300, 302. We had a 305. And then all of a sudden, this last spring, the big one happened. Somebody got 315 for their house. What we called it the outlier, right? It's the most that any house has ever sold for. It was in a market that interest rates were still low, and it was that spring rush, and somebody needed a home that weekend, and they were willing to pay that 315 on it. Here's the trouble with that. We have this price now at 315, and sellers, and we all want what we want, but we want to use this as the benchmark now. This is the outlier, not the benchmark. We have to look at the data. We have to continue to study the data to see what homes will actually sell for. And if we continue to push this price, unfortunately, in the current market we're in, there's going to be some disappointment with sellers. And the reason why is we're looking at what happened in the last few years as the markets continue to rise, and it's been fantastic for everybody. With the interest rates changing, some buyers have gotten out of the market. We are starting to see the market normalize. It's not dropping. If you see this right here, this is what the media wants you to think is happening. This is not happening. What's happening is the normalization of the market. It's starting to flatten out a little bit. We're not seeing 14 and 18% returns in a year. But the distance here is what the sellers are wanting in the market. They want it to continue to rise at 15, 18%. But that's not happening. So we're experiencing this pain piece right now of that separation of what sellers want in this market and what the buyers are willing to pay. And what does that really mean? That means days on market. Houses are going to take just a little bit longer to sell. So for you as a seller, you got to understand what it takes to sell in this market. And it's not about sticking a sign in the yard and not prepping your house, all right? You're gonna have to do a few things to make sure your home is ready to sell, and we're happy to discuss all those in great detail. But there's a few easy things that you can do to invest just maybe a couple $1,000s into your home. It's amazing with a little bit of curb appeal, freshening up some paint. Maybe you need to change out that carpet that's 15 years old. Yeah, a little bit of things, and you'd be surprised what happens in this market. You'll still capture your buyer in this market. You'll get the great price that you're wanting, just understanding what's actually happening. So again, if you're a seller or you're considering selling in this market, I'd be happy to have that conversation with you in detail and explain a little bit more about what's going on. But this is the overview of what's happening now in our current market. I'm Ryan Finn with the Finn Group. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any further questions about it, please don't hesitate to reach out. We'll see you next time.